Hello? Hey, say something.
Hey,
Okay. Do you remember who started last
I
time?
really do not, honestly.
I haven't even watched last week's episode. I
Me
edited and
neither.
uploaded. I hadn't seen that shit.
Me neither.
What did we talk about last week?
Mmm.
Um,
I really don't know.
I'm just trying to remember how we started, because we were like, and then. We just want to say that I started and you want to go first?
I don't know about that one, dog.
You don't want to go first?
I really do not.
Do you at least want to plug the intro tag?
Yeah, I mean, we can get this show on the road for sure.
All right, then I'll start us off. So, so I had a crazy ass idea last night,
Okay.
and like I pray that I get to do it before this blows up and somebody steals it from me.
So, why are you putting it out there then?
Oh no, I kind of don't want to. Now that you said something. But it's fucking cool. But,
Okay.
I don't know if I should say it or not, but like Supreme, right? When they let out clothes,
Okay, yeah.
they purposely do a very limited number of them.
Yeah.
That way, it's like diamonds. It like
Yeah,
creates
creates a
scarcity.
demand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes people want to buy them, pay more for them.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking like, how could you do that with photography? And I was thinking like of a internet page that doesn't allow you to do print screen. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Or
what is that?
screenshots. Well, on your computer, if you click like control print screen, there's like it's like something hyphen print screen on your computer,
Mm-hmm.
and it can take a screenshot.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's a lot of like websites, like especially websites that have like certificates and like IDs and things like that. You're not allowed to do that. It won't allow you to. So I'm
Okay.
thinking get a website like that.
Yeah.
To where like if you wanted a picture, it'd pretty much have to be with your phone, which is already fucking up the quality. But like once a week or once a month, you upload a photo, right? In
Yeah.
like 4K quality or whatever's out at the time. And then for every for the first time, right? For like every person that views it, it goes down like 2 pixels. And then so eventually it's not going to exist anymore. And that's like the only copy of the photo, unless you have like a knockoff phone photo. And eventually it'll just be gone. So you can view it while it's there, and then eventually it's not going to exist anymore. And you could do that, and it creates scarcity because everybody's going to want to go see the photo before the photo's gone. You know what I'm saying?
That's a very good idea.
Right? And then say if like 100,000 people start doing it, you could do it like every 50 people, it goes down. And so then you're uploading pictures, and instead of selling out, your picture is just gone. Like you upload it, and then 10 minutes later it's gone. It's because 100,000 people saw it. You know what I'm saying? I think that'd be cool. I thought about
That
that
would
last
be
night.
extremely cool.
Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna do that one day. So don't be stealing my ideas if you listen.
Yeah. You hear that? Patented.
Yeah, patented. I'll pull this video up. It's got a timestamp on it. I'll rub that shit in your face. But yeah,
No, that's a good idea. I mean, I don't know. How would you get it out there though?
just through this
You know,
platform.
because, I mean, if all of your photos are gone before it takes off, how is anybody gonna know?
Well, if they're gone, then they did take off. I did my purpose.
Yeah, well,
somebody
but-
knows about it.
Well, I mean, but if you post your first photo and 200 people see it, and all the pixels are gone, and nobody else can see it, then you post your next picture and you be like, "What is this fucking black screen that is what this guy posted?"
Well, there will be like a manifesto. You know how
Okay.
how Nemesis has like the manifesto page.
Yeah.
It like at the bottom, like if the picture's gone, you'll just be reading the manifesto of the whole point of my website. It'd be
Okay.
like you missed this picture.
Is each picture gonna have like a little description of what the picture is below the picture?
Could be, could not be.
You know,
I just
like
wanna-
train stop. or fucking stop sign.
It'll just be hard ass fucking pictures of like me, you, the crew, just like
Okay.
bits of like insane. You know, like you go to a shoot and you get like 100 photos, like the best one that I have.
Yeah. Okay.
The one that I don't get for other people to upload of them is like mine.
Yeah. Okay.
Just to make them rare.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I was just thinking of like, I watched a Black Mirror episode
Uh
where the dude has to fuck the pig. Sorry, spoilers.
huh.
And they were like, someone's mad because someone said that's the first good artwork of the 21st century. And it got me like thinking. I was like, the first good artwork, and it's like that has to be something that's like online, like something tangible with kids, but you can't necessarily put a price tag on it because no one's gonna buy a screen print.
Yeah.
It's like, so how do you make the first good artwork? And I don't know, it got me thinking, and it made me come up with that. And like I was like oblivious, and it was like 3, and I was about to fall asleep, and so I just like jotted it down in my notes, and I would have forgotten it, but I opened my notes, and that's what was in there.
Well, thank God for notes then.
Right, bro? I swear, if you my notes, I actually added to our podcast notes the other day for all the stuff with essentials.
Okay.
So I put that we still need 2 mics,
Yeah.
a new interface for sure, because I think that was the problem we just had a second ago.
Yeah.
With the acting a fool.
Yeah, most likely.
And then I got the cameras, and then I have tripods on there, but we don't really. I mean, we guess we'll need tripods though. I got the wall graphic, and then I got the new the 3D wall panels that I was telling you about.
Oh, the soundproofing ones or whatever?
The pillar and stick brick ones,
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. Okay.
but they're like actual foam.
Yeah, so they could
And
be
they look like white
soundproofing
brick.
as well. Okay.
So I got those on that too.
Nice.
I literally keep my whole life together in my notes, bro. See, podcast segue 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I have our Podbean login in here. I have like all of Christian's early recordings saved in my notes for some reason. Anthony Madden edit notes, because I always gotta like keep track of what the fuck I'm doing with his videos.
Yeah.
And then this one says online art exhibit, which was what I was just talking about. So you see how like over there,
Yeah, it's falling behind.
it's sketching me out.
Yeah, I know. Same thing.
I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah.
But should we like hold on a second and like test it to see if it's still working?
Yeah, I mean we can do a quick little piss break. Somebody forgot to take a piss before they left the house.
All right, we're back. Apologize.
Yeah.
Just had to check something. We sound like Hulk. Sorta. When I first started listening, I was like, why was I talking like that? I don't think I was. It's not like, I don't know. I could be just tripping.
Okay.
But we'll see. And I mean, if it's like weird, you know, I mean, we had to trial and error. Like, we tried to make it a quicker system with the laptop.
Yeah.
If the laptop ain't gonna work, we'll bust the fucking PC back out.
Yeah.
So if we sound like deep voiced demons this episode, I apologize.
Yeah. Laptop issues.
Laptop issues. Yeah, we were in here about ready to record about 11:15. Had everything set up. It's like 12:15.
Yeah.
Is it? I think it's actually probably later than that. 12:28. Yep. It took us a minute.
Yeah, I did for sure.
But yeah, yeah, I don't know. Cause I mean, with the internet, and also in that episode of Black Mirror,
Yeah.
like it talked about how the video had already been downloaded and played this many thousand times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like the whole cool thing is, I feel like if you can't get like a decent picture of it, you know, like if you can't print screen it and download it, because if you go to a website that has just a picture on it, you can't just right click and click save. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want it to be like, if you want to witness it and it's like full beauty of a picture, you get there first.
Yeah.
And then if you get there first, you'll be able to see it in like high res. and then like you can't take it, you can't copy it, you can just look and appreciate.
Yeah.
And if you do try to copy, you can spread it around, but it's not the picture. You know what I'm saying? It's not the
Yeah, but I mean, if you also do, I mean, if you take it from a business standpoint, I mean, if somebody tries to copy it, I mean, you can get copyright, fucking infringement or whatever.
Well, my whole thing is just like, not even copy, but like if someone wanted to take it, not take it, but so say it becomes like a rare thing,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Ooh, I want just a picture of it." Well, the only picture you can get is on your phone. So if you're gonna take a picture of your computer screen, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's gonna look like shit.
It's gonna look like garbage anyway.
Yeah.
So like I don't care. So as long as there's
very true.
There's only a knockoff way to get it off the internet. It's not gonna. It's gonna remain
It's gonna
rare.
fuck it all up. Yeah. I got you.
And plus, if they wanted to even take the original version and like distribute it or whatever,
yeah,
they would have to get there first as well, or they're gonna get not a 4K picture.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that is a very good thought process.
Kind of shocked myself, honestly. I came up with it and I was like, I should write that the fuck down, bro. I'm gonna hit your vape because I like your vape has that old tobacco taste.
Yeah.
Better. I'm excited to hear what you talk about. You said you know a lot about it. And
well, I've also learned a lot about it too.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me hear it.
Okay, so what do you know about cars?
I asked if you had a V4 last time we were on the podcast.
Okay.
So if that has any correlation to my knowledge on cars, and I mean, I've changed, like one time I got in a wreck and I had to change my front right control arm.
Mm-hmm.
So like if it has anything to do with the front right control arm, like I got you. Like I know every part of it.
Yeah.
But anything else that I've never done. Like I've changed brakes too.
Yeah.
And changed oil. But other than that,
Okay.
not shit.
So, do you know? I mean, obviously, you know what a turbo is.
I mean, kind of.
Do you know
like,
how a turbo works?
No, that's what I was about to say.
Okay.
Let me make a guess.
Okay.
Does it blow like cold air into something? Isn't it like a blower?
I mean, yeah. In a
sorts?
sense, yeah.
That's about all I know.
So,
And that's just kind of the science side behind it.
so there are two different types of forced induction.
Right.
You have superchargers and you have turbochargers.
Okay.
Your
What is the word you just said?
superchargers?
No,
Forced induction?
Yes.
Yeah,
What is that?
forced induction. So your atmospheric pressure is like 14.3, this room we're in.
Right.
Forced induction creates more pressure in your manifold
And it goes from high to
and
low.
creates more. I mean, it pushes more air into your engine, creating more power.
I said blower. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing.
So it creates a high pressure area. So because
Yeah,
high
you
pressure
create
naturally
more-
tries to go to low pressure.
Yeah, you create more PSI.
Okay.
So, like my Mazda, at its peak on the E30 blend I had, fuel blend, I was running about 22 pounds of pressure. The stock was like 14.
Okay.
So, your forced induction is used for performance mainly. So, superchargers are crank driven. So your motor drives it.
Right.
So you hook up a pulley and a belt and you bolt this thing onto your fucking motor and your motor spins.
So this isn't something you can upgrade. This is like a whole nother part that you're putting into your car.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
so a car doesn't have like a charger and then you make it a turbocharger. Okay.
No.
Okay. I understand.
So you
It's a whole nother system.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So you buy the supercharger, you bolt it up.
Sorry to interrupt, but was that the purple thing in your car?
No, that was the bypass valve.
Okay, see.
So
continue.
So you hook it up, and your motor that controls, all your pistons, your valves, all that bullshit is driven by your crankshaft, which is at the very bottom of your motor. It has a little fucking belt. Sometimes it's a chain, and it goes around and it pulls air in with this pulley. On superchargers, you can buy different types of pulleys for them. Like you can get like a 8-pound boost pulley or like a 12-pound or whatever.
Right.
So you get more boost. So there are 3 different types of superchargers. There's a centrifugal supercharger, roots type, and twin screw.
All right, one more question.
Yes.
So the turbocharger makes the belt spin faster, which makes your engine run harder? Is that what I'm getting from this? So what does changing to an 8-pound boost belt do?
Well, it
If you didn't have a turbocharger and you just changed the belt on your crankshaft, what would that give you?
nothing.
Okay,
Fuck all.
okay. So it's just making
Yes.
the belt stronger, basically.
No, so you got your motor here.
Right.
So you know what an intake manifold is?
Sort of.
Okay. So we'll say you got a V4 here. Or we got an inline 4 here.
Right.
So your intake manifold is here. You're going to take that intake manifold off and you're going to bolt up a supercharger. So your camshaft, or not your camshaft, your crankshaft runs off this side. You got your AC compressor, your alternator, all that bullshit. So you got all your belts and stuff. So you take your supercharger, it's got a little end on it, and you do another pulley and you add a longer belt.
Right.
And your engine will spin this belt, which also spins the supercharger, pulling air in from the outside atmosphere, creating more pressure into the chamber of the motors.
Okay.
So, I don't really. I'm not a big fan of superchargers. I mean, they're great. In certain instances, they're less. There's less maintenance to do on them, but I don't know. I like turbos more.
Right.
So a turbo is not driven by the crankshaft.
Okay.
Your turbo is driven. So you've got your turbo.
Right. Okay.
This would be your charge pipe.
Okay.
So
It's so much better as a visual on your arm.
Yeah. So this is where the air comes in. This is your inducer.
Got it.
You got a filter over this usually, unless you're opening.
Trying to show it off.
Yeah, exactly. So your air comes in here and goes through your charge pipe, passes through the intercooler, which is just a cooling system to cool off the air. So one big disadvantage of a turbocharger is what you call turbo lag.
Right.
So for a turbo to work, it's powered by the exhaust fan, the exhaust fumes, whatever comes out of your headers.
Okay.
So your car goes through the full cycle, it's starting, it's running, and your exhaust is coming out of the headers and it's passing through the backside of this turbo, spinning a turbine one direction while spinning the other turbine, your inducer, the other direction, pulling air in, going in through the intercooler back in your engine.
Causing pressure.
Yes.
Okay.
So
it doesn't have its own pulley. It's
it's
fed
by your exhaust system.
Okay.
Yes. So with turbo lag, my Mazda, when I would step on the gas, it was pretty much, unless I was in like third going like 20, it was pretty much instantaneous.
Okay.
Because I have it had a tiny turbo.
Right.
It had a KO4 is like 38 millimeters or something like that.
It didn't have any turbo lag because it wasn't that big of a turbo.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
Was that intentional on your part?
Well, it came stock.
Okay.
It's stock turbo. I would have preferred a bigger turbo for top end, with a different tune, maybe with less boost on my like first and second gear.
Yeah, because your car used to get up there, bro.
To get it.
Like jumping. What's it called when it jumps like that?
Torque steer.
Torque steer,
Pull you
yes,
off the freaking
bro.
road.
Yes.
Yeah. But so that was.
You used to scare the shit out of me riding in that thing.
Oh yeah.
When I would ride with you.
It was so much fun.
I know.
So that's a disadvantage of having a turbo. You usually have turbo lag.
Right. But that's
for certain.
The turbo lag comes because it has to take in exhaust fumes, and it takes exhaust fumes a second to get into your turbo.
Yes, to spin your inducer to pull in air. Yes,
Okay.
Correct. So that with that purple thing in the engine bay of my Mazda was the what the hell now?
You're good.
Bypass valve. So whenever you're getting on it, you're getting in a boost, you're whatever 20 pounds of boost, and you let off, that air's got to go somewhere. So your bypass valve, a bypass valve will recirculate the air that's coming into the turbo back into your air filter.
Right. So
you're. Yeah.
So if you were going like 120 and then you were like, all right, I'm gonna go the speed limit, it would kind of take the excess pressure and redistribute it.
Well, I mean, it's pretty much just an instant thing. So like when you have 20 pounds whatever built up in your turbo, you don't want it always at time. So you let off, the air's got to go somewhere. I mean, you just don't want it sitting in your turbo.
So it happens anytime, with any variation in speed, it's gonna be bypassed.
If you let off.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So any variation of slowing down from
getting out of boost pretty much is any time.
Okay.
So there's also a blow off valve which just sends it right into the air.
Yeah.
But
do you have both?
No.
Okay,
no.
so you only have one at a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you could, I guess, if you want to like fucking twin turbo or twin charge, but it wouldn't really make any sense.
The Honda Sports come with stock twin turbos, huh?
The what?
Honda Civics, like the sports
the
editions.
Type R.
Yeah.
No, not twin turbo, single turbo, but I do want one bad as fuck. They're nice. So what I've learned is I like turbos. They're cool as fuck.
Right.
They make more power. They're efficient. They make your car run better. A little bit more maintenance. You got to add oil and stuff, but
Heard.
Overall, it's an upgrade to a car.
Yeah, for sure. Can you tell in like the driving? Well, obviously it'll be able to get up to speed faster, but
Yes.
does it make anything like getting up to the speed smoother, like a smoother process?
It can, depending on what kind of turbo you have.
Okay.
So, like my Mazda, super small turbo, mat it to the floor, it's going to take off. It's got a ton of torque. That's, you get torque steer. So when you're full boost at, 22 pounds at 3,500 RPMs, but you got a small turbo, it's going to let off probably around 52. I mean, all dyno charts meet at 5,200 is where torque ends and horsepower begins.
Okay.
So if I had a bigger turbo, it might have ramped up, slower and then got top end power.
Yeah.
But that's...
I'm not going 140. I just want to get to 120 really fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
But that's the beautiful thing about what I've learned. So there is what's called a...
So that was all the stuff you knew. This is what you've learned.
Yes.
Okay.
So they have what's called twin scroll turbos, which is pretty much just a single turbo, but Mercedes and BMW uses a lot of twin scrolls. So you've got all your turbos are your single turbo, twin scroll, variable twin scroll turbo, variable geometry turbo, and you have your electric turbos.
Okay.
Your twin scrolls, so on the Xducer, you have two channels. So you've got a full hole, but the hole is divided in not necessarily half, but one channel is about that, and one channel might be a hair bigger.
Right.
So the smaller channel is used to spool your turbo at lower RPMs, because when you force air through a smaller channel, it speeds up the air, spinning your turbine, giving you boost quicker
and more pressure because it's a lot of air in a smaller area.
Yeah, exactly. It's called the AR ratio.
Okay.
I can't remember
area by something.
Yeah,
probably.
some AR ratio, but and then they use the big channel once you get up in your RPMs, and your turbo can make adequate, so that the small channel isn't restricting you.
So you
at
get
top end
and acceleration.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I'm glad you explained the whole beginning and what a turbo was, because I'd be so fucking lost right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I actually understand what you mean now.
yes, so I mean, I had heard about twin scrolls, but I never looked into it. I just thought it was just another name brand turbo thing or something. But there's actually the variable geometry turbos, which are, you're not going to see them very often in gasoline motors.
Right.
So on the inside of your turbo, your Xducer,
Right.
you've got these little, so you've got your fucking air's gonna come flying in. You've got these little fins going all the way around at a certain angle. At low RPMs, they're gonna make a smaller channel, and as you get higher in the RPMs, it's gonna open up.
Kind of like that light over there,
Yeah,
but like a lot more fins.
yeah, exactly. And it's gonna do basically what a twin scroll does, but with just an electric arms. They're very expensive to make.
I'm sure you could have a lot of cost to them too. If you break one fin, you gotta get fins replaced and shit like that.
And that's the problem with them. They're to make them strong enough to last in a gasoline motor would be extremely costly. For diesel, your exhaust fumes aren't nearly as hot, so you don't have to worry about it.
So this would be like one of those Mercedes that's a V8. You could put that on there. What was it, a Mercedes we seen the other day that was a V8? Not a Mercedes. It was at the light right there by when we were turning to go down my street on Twin City, and he was in front of us, and I was like, "That's a V8," and it was like a little car, and you were like, "Yeah, they've been making V8s." It was like a BMW or a Mercedes. It was like a nice
that
car.
old ass car.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That was
And
the
you were
diesel.
Like, yeah, it's diesel. Yeah. You were like, yeah, it's
diesel. Yeah. 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 You could put one in there for sure. It wouldn't be a problem. I mean, I'm sure it might be a problem, but
it'd be less of a problem than gasoline.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. But that's pretty much my whole spiel, dog. I mean, I thought I knew some stuff, but I didn't know shit.
Yeah, I really didn't know shit, and I feel like I learned a lot of shit. But is that applicable
to what?
To your car, or no?
My fucking Avalon?
Probably not, though.
No, definitely not. No, I wouldn't put any type of forced induction on a naturally aspirated vehicle.
What is naturally aspirated?
No forced induction. Okay. So you're getting the same atmospheric pressure, 14.3 instead of boost.
20 pound, 22 pounds.
Yeah, gotcha. Whatever it takes. No, I wouldn't do anything to that.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to say that. That car already kind of gets up there on its own.
Yeah.
I mean, not like your Mazda, but
Yeah. No, it's got a little pep. Yeah.
It'll catch you off guard.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's up.
Yeah.
So I did a little research.
Okay.
You ever heard of David Icke?
I don't think so.
So he's like Alex Jones, damn near.
Okay.
But you ever heard that like there's reptilian people?
Yes.
He's like the founding father of that conspiracy theory.
Mm.
So I did a little research. Hold on, let me find podcast. Okay. He believes the world is run by lizard aliens inside the moon. He thinks they have a
They live inside the moon?
yes, bro. They have a base. Like the moon's hollowed out, and it's the lizard people's base. Okay. And like he does seminars. Like he'll go around the world. Like okay, at first when I first heard about him, I thought this was just like kind of people are probably maxing. And there's a lot of because he's a figure. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not
Okay.
just some nobody.
Yeah.
He's just talking shit.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I thought when I first heard about it. And people are probably mad that I didn't know about this dude until now.
Uh-huh.
But he started as like a sportscaster in England, and he got like kind of some recognition. And then like he talked to a psychic or something, and they told him he was like that God was gonna send him messages through him. And so he wore a blue tracksuit for like a year.
Okay.
And like started appearing on TV, and like people laughed at him. And there's like this one clip, and it's like him going on TV and him like and like people start laughing at him, and he's like, laughter's good. He's like, I like laugh. He's like trying to spin the fact that people are laughing at him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the host of the TV show is like, they're laughing at you, bro. And it's mad fucking awkward, dude.
Damn.
And the man has written 15 books in 16 years.
Okay.
Like he goes on he's been on Russell Brand has interviewed him. You know Russell Brand?
I don't.
The actor. He's an actor, I
Okay.
think. Probably. People be mad I don't know who Russell Brand is exactly, but
Gotcha.
Russell Brand has like a podcast, and he's interviewed him on his show.
Okay.
He went on a worldwide wake up tour. I think he's actually done
and he believes that the world is run by lizard people
Let me get
living
that.
in the moon,
Hold up.
hollowed out.
Hold up.
Okay.
He goes on these things called the one he did in 2016. This was just the first one I found, was called a worldwide wake up tour.
Okay.
And he performs seminars, and that's where he like rents out a theater, and then people buy tickets. And he sold out like 12,000 seat arenas, not arenas, but theaters before.
Preaching his
8-hour seminars. It's 3
Lizardism.
sessions, dog.
okay.
And two intermissions. So you get there's a session, intermission, session, intermission, session, and then you leave. And it's 8 hours total,
So
his seminar. And he starts really like conspiracy theory. Not like crazy. He starts with like
subtle.
9/11
yeah.
and like the Bush family. And then he gets to lizard people living in the moon. And, like that's like he like warms you up with
Yeah.
his conspiracy theories,
Yeah,
and then he's
yeah,
like,
he
all
starts
right,
pointing out other stuff, and he's like, "Okay, check this out."
there's lizards in the moon.
Yeah, yeah.
And he
Okay.
and some, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but
Yeah.
some think he is the conspiracy because he's like saying a bunch of really true things and then ending it with lizard people. To like people who fuck with David Icke, they like, well, they can just dismiss his whole credit because he talks about lizard people in the moon.
Yeah.
So some people think he's in on the conspiracy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyways,
Well, that's what I've heard about Alex Jones. I
Mhm.
mean, you know, because he's
said some crazy
Yeah,
shit, but also said some
turned-
very real shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so that I got ahead of myself there, but let me keep going. He's called like George Bush a pedophile. He's done like he's gone to the like extent like he's the conspiracy guy apparently.
Okay.
And, like, I don't know how I didn't know about him being into conspiracy theories and stuff,
Yeah.
but I came across him.
I'm gonna have to look him up and see what he's about. Well, maybe.
Please don't.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to the lizard people living in the moon. I just want to let you know this is like he's out. He's not just some fucking dude.
Tinfoil wearing hat.
Yeah, he's
fucking
like
garbage
making money.
dumpster.
He's very charismatic
Yeah.
when he's on stage. I watched like 30 minutes of one of his seminars, like some highlights. Like he's charismatic. He has interesting pictures. Like he has a whole slideshow. Like it's very planned out 8 hours. He's not rambling.
Yeah.
Like it's not scripted. I mean, it is, but
Yeah.
it's very thought out and planned out. It's not just some dude talking out his ass kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
He calls the lizard people archons,
Archon.
and says in the ancient text they are described as unborn babies with gray skin and dark, unmoving eyes, aka the Greys.
Okay.
He thinks a lot of like royal and rich people are lizard shapeshifters. Okay, this is what he believes. I went down this rabbit hole till like 3 a.m. last night. Cause like I found him, but then I was like, man, I don't want to just kind of spitball it. So I like got into his shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
He some of the notable people he thinks that are lizard bloodline, cause it's different. He thinks the reason that all the royal families and shit inbred and stuff was because there was a bloodline that the lizard people could easily take over and manifest easily.
Oh. Okay.
And he calls these snake puppets.
Oh. Okay.
And so he thinks that the inbreeding between royal and rich families was to keep the bloodline pure, because that bloodline was the easiest to be manipulated by the lizard people.
Yeah. Okay.
So some notable people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So some notable people that he thinks are lizard people were Queen Elizabeth, the Bush family senior, and the president.
Yeah.
Bob Hope and Al Gore, just to name a couple.
Well, I mean, I don't know who Bob Hope is.
I think he's like country. People are gonna be mad. I'm not even gonna guess what he is.
But
there was a couple other names on there.
People I've heard of that as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, those were only. He's a comedian actually. Bob Hope is.
Okay.
And there was other names, but I knew neither one. I knew you didn't know, and I knew I didn't know, so I wasn't even gonna bring them up. A lot of them were like British country singers and shit from his country.
Yeah. Okay.
And
so is he from England or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he says that the moon base is a satellite that blasts something that makes us not be able to see reality. And like when he talks about this, I don't know, because he like I said, he warms you up in the seminar.
Yeah.
So in the beginning of the seminar, he's talking about like the visible spectrum on the I don't want to misname it. It's called the light spectrum or something.
Yeah.
Like all the visible things that you can see.
Yeah.
And then like how much you can't. And he's like, just because you can't see it, don't think it can affect you and stuff like that. He's talking about like radio waves and like 4G, 5G shit like that.
Yeah.
And like just because we can't see, we'd assume that it doesn't exist and that it can't fuck with us. So he's like, he says that the alien people are overloading our 5 senses. Like the ones that we know are here, the ones that are visible, like touch, hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting.
Yeah.
He says those are being so overloaded so you don't pay attention to what else is going on around you, like energies and things like that.
Okay.
Some people say that he says the whole lizard thing is kind of like, not necessarily, like kind of satire to make you just think about, like obviously there's not lizard people, but I should think about how I'm being controlled by the media and things.
Yeah, they are acting in very snakely reptilian.
Yeah, and he's just trying to get attention.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, I watched a few of his videos, and that's not the case. This man thinks there's lizard people in the moon.
Okay. Okay.
Like, damn, for sure. So you can take it as like a positive. He's trying to make me think about the world, and you definitely should. I'm like I said, I'm into conspiracy theories. I'm not into thinking that lizards are on the moon, but he surreally thinks that, I don't know if surreal was the right word. I doubt it was, but he really thinks lizards are on the moon.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you've really got to, I don't know, in my opinion, just stop digging.
Mhm.
I understand at that point it's an obsession, and you have to keep going because your fucking mental psyche will collapse on itself if you don't find the next step or whatever. But there's no way in hell you can sustain a mental balance
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
thinking there's fucking lizard people living in the moon.
And trying to prove that.
Yes.
And you know, people laugh at him all the time. And like, even back when he said he was God sent and wore the blue tracksuit because it radiated good energy.
Okay.
Like, he wore, like,
Yeah.
people have been laughing at him. And like, but now, I mean, he's making money off of stuff like this. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I blame fucking 99% of that on the dumbass people that go to his seminars.
yeah, for sure. But like the one one I watched was like a YouTuber, and him and his dad like drove 2.5 hours just to go see it, and like they kind of poked fun at it. They were like lizard people, and I mean, but like, I don't know. But to sit there 8 hours, bro, I'd like to though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
just so I can pick through the bullshit
yeah,
myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I do think he's got some truth.
Yes.
But I mean,
I
a
think
bunch
that,
of
yeah,
truth that I already.
to every legend, there's a little bit of truth. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, he talks about 9/11 and how 9/11 led to the Iraq War and a bunch of basic shit that everybody knows.
Yeah.
Which is also what ties into him being a conspiracy theory,
Mhm.
because he like is telling, he's like 9/11's fake. This is what Bush did, and then he ends it with lizard people, and you're like,
Yeah. Like, okay.
that
so,
discredits your whole
Yeah.
8 hours,
Yeah.
dog. But yeah, he thinks, I don't know. He's kind of changed his viewpoint. I noticed listening to
Okay.
him, because in like some interviews and seminars, he says that they are 12 foot tall. Hold up, I had a description. 12 foot tall, blood sucking, shape shifting alien reptilian human hybrids, and that they're here in the flesh, and they like George Bush is one. That he's not on the moon. He's not being controlled from the moon. He is here, and he's a shape-shifting alien who sucks blood to stay alive.
Huh.
And then there's
other
seminars where he talks about snake puppets, which is where they're controlled from the moon through their ancestral royal bloodlines. So
Okay.
he kind of contradicts himself in
yeah.
changing what he says. But he still thinks lizard people rule the world. I just kind of thought it was cool.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I couldn't find myself trying to find some shit out like that.
Mm-mm. And like to try to prove something like that.
Yeah, that's.
But he's got 15 books, and one of the books he's completely nude on the cover.
Oh, really?
Yup. A little weird, but. And there's just like a sensor bar across his crotch.
Really?
Yes,
okay,
dude.
that's nice of him. Yeah.
But it got me just thinking about other conspiracy theories and shit. Because like some of the shit he said actually, like, you know when you like listen to Alex Jones rant and you're like, this dude's crazy, and then he like scares you a little bit when he starts like throwing facts at you.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, bro, you're kind of freaking me out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that lizard people. I was kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
You lost me. And that's just what the main reason I brought all that up was to discuss whether he is the conspiracy theory or if he's actually trying to out conspiracies.
I don't know. I think there needs to be just hypothetically, if there are lizard people controlling us in the world and living in the moon, I think they're best. I mean, they're going to use the same tactics we are.
Mm-hmm.
propaganda, and they're gonna spread little bits of truth behind lies.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if he's spreading that little bit of truth,
What if he's a lizard person?
well then then he's spreading all the fucking truth.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
but in such a crazy way that you're like, nah, this dude's full of shit.
People are gonna look past that.
But he is the lizard person, dog. That's my point. I don't know, cause Alex Jones did the whole thing where he like got he like had the boots that military people wore, and he went to a riot that was a peaceful protest
Oh.
and showed that they were sending in military people to start acting fools and cause riots to happen, to where the police could come in and shut down a protest for it being violent. And he like proved like this whole operation
really
that was shutting down peaceful protests by sending in military agents disguised as rioters and causing it to be a riot and destruction
Being
of property,
shut
so the
down.
police could come in and shut it down for it not being a peaceful protest.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I
all of a
believe that's
sudden,
heavy.
and then all of a sudden, everything he's ever said is discredited because he wanted to say some stupid shit that he shouldn't have said. And so it's like,
Yeah.
is this the same thing happening? Are we watching somebody who's really trying to tell the truth but is being discredited because he's trying to talk about lizards?
Doesn't know when to shut his mouth.
Or is he just trying to make a really deep analogy so you can see how controlling the media is? Or is he part of the media trying to control you? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I was up till 3 thinking about it, though.
There's some sketchy shit, man.
Sketchy. And it's like, I mean, everybody knows about the whole Iraq war and nuclear weapons. All that was complete bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's like his whole original spiel. And then it's like,
Fucking lizards.
yeah. Someone asked me if Philip Clinton was a lizard.
Possible.
Possible. She might be the only lizard. She looked like a lizard.